I'm currently trying to figure out if I'm streaming. So it's possible I'm talking to myself. It's also possible that there are people just watching me sit and stare off into space. I am streaming. It's a miracle. Okay. So now what I do is I do everything I just did, but I start over again. Reason being, I want to be able to get at least two different IP addresses giving me these results. So let's go back to Google. Wait, before I do that, I'm going to make sure the history has been cleared. Okay, clear history. It's probably cleared anyway, but I always want to make sure. Great, okay, we are cleared. Firefox is brain dead. Okay, so we're going to do microblading eyebrows, Toronto. And we'll take a look at the results. So BlockDO, THO brows, chronic ink. Okay, so there's where the difference is. Trans Studio. Pretty. Oh wait, no. What am I doing? Chronic ink. HRH Beauty. In the Trans Studio. Pretty in the City. Yelp. Yelp. Fashion. I know I'm making a bunch of spelling mistakes, a bunch of typos. Doesn't matter. Point them out. I don't care. These are just my rough notes. It's time for me. Take my pill. I'm red pilling myself. Okay, so again, nowhere to be found for our clients. Makeup. If it's the same, it's the same, and I'm not going to bother typing it out. Permanent makeup, yep. Yelp, yep. Tina Davies, yep. Red laser, yep. Permanent, Groupon, HRH, Innovations, DLK. Okay, yep, that one's exactly the same. Still want to make sure we search for the client site as well, though. The reason why I'm doing all this is because I want to know who's ranking at the top. Because when you're doing SEO, there is there's no such thing as doing it perfectly. And the analogy that I'd like to make is by comparing it to running a race or any sort of race. It doesn't matter what kind of race. There's no such thing as running a perfect marathon or driving a perfect NASCAR race, whatever they call it. The only way to do perfect is to get first place. And it's the same with search. The reality is Google is constantly changing their algorithm. And so getting perfect is pretty damn near impossible. And even if it were possible to get 100% perfect in a couple months, it's not going to be 100% perfect anymore. You're going to have to make some tweaks to it. So sometimes I say that to people and they're like, well, what's the point then? How can I get, if you can't do a perfect job for me, why am I hiring you? Well, if I can't do a perfect job, nobody else can do a perfect job either. And so the reality is all we're doing is finding out how strong your competition is and how much it's going to take to beat them. So again, if we make a sort of sports analogy, if you are I don't know, if you're playing tennis, there's a nice single player sport. If you're playing tennis against, a 12-year-old who just picked up a racket versus playing tennis against, I don't know, one of the Williams sisters. I should probably not make sports metaphors. I don't know much about sports. Anyway, if you're competing against someone who's really kicking ass, you gotta try harder. And if you're competing against someone who is not great, but everyone sucks, and Google has to rank somebody, then you're in a much better position to be able to outrank them. So finding out how strong the competition is, that's how we find out what how much it's going to take for me to work with Pierre to get Perfecting Touch to the top as opposed to all these other guys. So anyway. Okay, so this one's different. So we've got these three are the same. And we've got another Yelp. Ink. Lena Tran. I can't look at that and not read Lena Trans. Sorry. Okay, so that one is a little different. Okay, nowhere to be found there as well. Okay. Yeah, so now we've got our list of who the top competitors are. And we're going to put that into our chart here. Oh, that is for my last analysis, my bad. Stop that there. No, I don't. Okay, so Perfecting Touch. I'm going to put him in there, and we're going to grab the top 5 keywords, drop those in here. And for him, it's real easy because he is below page 5 for every keyword. So he sucks. No offense, Pierre, if you're watching this, you're a great dude. I mean your website, not you. No offense. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to figure out how many times people are ranking at the top. So we've got, I'm going to grab each of these. I'm going to do this one. Put those up here. I'm going to get rid of blog TO. I'm going to get rid of anything that's not actually a competitor. Okay, so we've got full browse. I'm going to put 2 tallies beside each of them because they all showed up for every search. It's just where they showed up was shuffled around a bit. Okay, so permanent mega was exactly the same. Yeah, both times it was the same. So I'm going to drop this here. Permanent makeup. Okay, so each of these get 2 as well. One goodbye. I'm not seeing any doubles yet. Oh, no, there is a double. My bad. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm making a tally of each time a site shows up at the top, and that will help us start to narrow down the list. Okay, Permanent Makeup Toronto, yep. Okay, so put that there. Tina Davies. Yep. Come on, why aren't you typing? Nope. Yelp, goodbye. Okay, yep. HRH Beauty. So far, they're the strongest. Canada Med Laser, yes. Noveline Permanent Cosmetics. Okay, that's a new one. HD Permanent Makeup, that is also a new one. Skinovations, so we got that too. Okay, Permanent Eyebrows. Next one. No, that's going to make it more complicated. Okay. Okay, so there. Permanent Makeup Toronto. Yeah, that's definitely not the first time that one's appeared. Tina Davies. Yelp, goodbye. DLK. Groupon is gone. HRH Beauty, still ahead. Canada Med Laser. Noveline. HD Permanent Makeup. And oh, wait. Oh no, okay. My bad. Put that on there twice. And Skinovations. Yeah. No, I don't need to save this. Okay, so finally, we'll grab the last list. Okay, Logteo, goodbye. Thobrows. THO Brows, maybe? Thobrows is a weird name. Oh, let me wait to see. Lena Tran. Is she there twice? No, Tina Davies, I think. Pretty in the City. I know they showed up twice, but I'm not going to give them 4 scores there. That's make a living. Do we have it there already? No, I guess we don't. Okay. Got it. They were all the same. It was just different order. Okay, so now we've got our list of the highest number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to delete everyone that doesn't have 8 ticks. That includes those 3. You're gone. You 2, you're gone. And you 3, you're gone. Okay, so actually we're going to do 6 ticks. So HRH Beauty, very clearly the strongest here. So HRHBeauty.com. They are absolutely one of the top competitors because they've scored the highest. So we can safely remove them. They get the gold medal. Who gets silver and bronze? So let's take a look. So what we're going to do is we're going to see where on the page they're ranking. Who's ranking the highest? Okay, so here, what we're going to do, we'll grab the information as we go. So this is page 1, spot 4. 4.5. You know what? Let's round up because that means nothing. Page 1, spot 5. Okay, so Thobrows. Let's just get rid of the ones that we know we don't care about. So Chronic Ink is gone. HRH Beauty, we don't care about. Natran doesn't matter. Pretty in the City is gone. Yelp is gone. Fashion is gone. Wow. every single, nobody ranked on page 1 for, not one of these 6 websites ranked on page 1 for our first thing here. So that's surprising, but that's okay. So clearly they are gearing more towards these other services. So permanentmakeuptoronto.ca, bam. So that's a number 1. These. 1, 1. Tina Davies, we've got a 3 and a 2. Canada Med Laser, we've got a 4. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put pluses between these guys. Okay, HD, we've got a 5 plus a 9. In Skinovations, we've got a 8 plus a 10. What the hell am I doing here? I am figuring out which one is ranking the best, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all these numbers together, and whichever ones get the lowest score, it's like we're playing golf here, whichever ones get the lowest score are the ones that are ranking the highest on average. So that will give us a good idea of who's the best. So far, absolutely Permanent Makeup Toronto is winning. Oakland Avenue is 04. Okay. So now we've got scalp micropigmentation. These two are, you know what, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to take you out, stick you at the bottom. So Chronic Ink, we don't care about. His Hair Clinic, no. Toronto Hair Transplant Clinic, nope, nope, nope. Second Skin Med Spa, no, nobody. Toronto Star. Okay, so microblading near me. We've got faux brows. It's still here, geez. The best microblading Toronto. Okay. You know what? Each of these I'm going to have to give. No, it's okay because nobody ranked for it. Okay. Nobody. 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 I feel like I'm Mel Lastman right now. My Toronto people, I'm sure you've recognized that one. Okay, 3. Canada Med Laser is a 4. HD Permanent Makeup is a 5. Skinovations is a 8. DLK is a 9. Okay. Okay, now let's go do that again. Another one. So clearly, permanentmakeuptoronto.ca. You can't beat that. Score is 4. You can't beat it. So .ca. Okay, so that's another one of our competitors. Yeah, Tina Davies is the next one. That's very clear. Yeah, that's just very clear. That's where I don't need to do the rest of the math. Those are his top 3 competitors, and that's how you find out who your top competition is. So from here, what we want to do is find out where everyone's ranking. So some of that information I have here, some of it I do not, some of it I have deleted on myself, and I should not have done that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, HD 6, that is page 1, spot 6. Diagrams. Wait, no, that's my bad. Page 1, spot 5. This one is page 1, spot 6. And I deleted scalp micropigmentation. Good job, Sophie. No problem, I'll just search it again. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's page 1, spot 6. Permanent eyebrows. Wait, what am I doing? Eyebrows, permanent makeup. Okay, so I've only got 2 of them. So permanent makeup, permanent eyebrows. I've got that. Okay. Permanent makeup Toronto is page 1, spot 1 for both of them. Tina Davies is 3 for permanent makeup and 2 for permanent eyebrows. I'm not going to bother with the VPN again, just because the search results were so similar that it's not going to make that much of a difference. We already know these guys are the top competitors, so. Microblading near me, yes. Page 1. Whomst do we have? We're looking for HRH, permanent makeup, and Tina Davies. Okay, so there's page 2, spot 2 for microblading near me. Now we want permanent makeup and Tina Davies. Yes, that's it. Page 3, spot 9. Y'all are so quiet in the chat today. Ask me some questions. Tell me you're alive. Call me a jackass. I don't care. That's what we're looking for is Tina Davies. There we go. Okay, page 4, spot 9. Brutal. So now scalp micropigmentation. Pretty sure nobody was ranking at the top for this. So, HRH, permanent makeup, and Tina Davies. Yeah, that's right. Nobody. No, okay. Page 5, spot 10. Okay, and the last one is microblading eyebrows. Someone just tried to call, so I want to shoot her a text, let her know what's going on. Hey, darling, comma, doing an SEO analysis stream right now, period. Oh my God. Hey, darling, comma, doing an SEO analysis stream right now and can't talk, period. Call you later, question mark. Okay, so where were we? Permanent makeup and Tina Davies is what we're looking for. Permanent makeup is page 4, spot 7. Wow. And Tina Davies. Page 5, spot 9. Wow, all right. So let's mark these as red versus green. Red being no one's going to see you, and green being people might come see you. Give me a whole lot of red here. I give everything red unless it's in the top 3. You might be like, well, Sophie, how can these possibly be the top competitors if there's this much red? They were the ones who were consistently ranking at the top on average. So I find this a lot where nobody's dominating the niche. We've got these two, which are clearly the strongest because they're the only ones with this small refuge of green. Anyway. Okay, so here we go. We know who the top competitors are. We know what the keywords are. Let's find out how everyone's doing according to a whole lot of different metrics. Metric time. It's metrics time. It's metrics time. Cool. Okay. So now we're going to get into tools. Again, vast majority of these tools I'm using is free. So I think the only one that I pay for actually that I use in this analysis is the VPN. And there are free options for VPNs. They're not great, but they do change your IP address, which works for purposes here. Okay, so I've just opened a tool called Screaming Frog. Very stupid name, I know. But it's a very useful tool. While it's loading, oh, it's loaded. It is loaded. While it's loading, I will do nothing because it's already loaded. Did I? Nope, I don't do that. I'm going to grab this URL, and what it's going to do is it's going to give us some information about this URL. Oh, this is different than last time. Did I start? Okay. So it's going to crawl the site, and it crawls it in a similar way to what Google would do. And what I'm trying to do, oh, okay. Okay, interesting. That's surprising. Give me a moment here. Are you serious? Okay. So my client didn't tell me this, but Permanent Makeup Toronto is actually his website. PerfectingTouch.com is not his website. Or rather, it's his website that redirects to permanentmakeuptoronto.com. That's frustrating. Very frustrating. All right. Back to the drawing board, my friends. No problem. Did I? Oh, I already closed it. All right. Now let's take a look at. No wonder he's ranking so terribly. He doesn't have. It was looking at the wrong website. All right. What were the other sites that ranked at the top? Shit. That's really annoying. Permanent makeup was a big one. Take a look at these other sites. So I can remember which was which. Toronto. Who else is? We have Tina Davies there already, right? Yes, we do. Okay. And HRH Beauty. I'm not doing all this again. Permanent makeup, permanent eyebrows. Pretty sure it was HD permanent makeup. Let's go with that. Okay. Find out how they're ranking. So for this page, it is permanent eyebrows. 9. Oops. Yes, I did mean to say that. Three. Let this be a lesson to everybody here. Tell your SEO what websites you own. You know what? I'm just going to do this. Don't want to waste my time or your time fiddling around with silly things that don't mean much. Oops. All right, let's go back. There it goes. And it is HD permanent makeup I'm looking for. Nowhere. Scalp micropigmentation. There we go. 2, 3, page 3, spot 4. Waiting near me. Here we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, spot 6. Damn. Okay, there we go. So we've only added one more green. Now, clearly, our friend is doing all right when it comes to these 2 keywords. However, he wants to grow his business, and he's nowhere to be found for the other 3 top keywords. And these are things that he expressed to me he wants to rank for. In fact, he's ranking page 5, spot 10. He specifically told me when we talked, I want to see more people who want to do scalp micropigmentation. It's a bit of a specialty service, and he likes to offer it. And he's nowhere. There's no way anyone's going to go to the bottom of page 5 to find him. So, all right. Now it's tool time. Grab all of these, bring them over here. Let's hope this works this time. So this tool is called Screaming Frog. It's a very weird name, I know, but it is a... Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, no, okay. No problem, it didn't happen twice. So what it's going to do is it's going to search through. It's going to crawl the site, not unlike Google crawls websites, and it's going to give me a whole bunch of info here. I'm going to filter it only for HTML pages because I don't need to know all the other jazz. So we got to give it a moment to crawl. And once it's done crawling, there we go. Okay, great. So first of all, we know the number of pages on his site. He has 47 pages on his site. So There's start. 47 pages indexed on his site. There's an important difference. Why do we care? Because Google has, because Google cares. The more pages you have on your site, all things being equal, the more likely you are to have the information someone's looking for because you have more information, period. And so as a result, all things being equal, Google will rank you higher if you have more pages. It's not just a matter of putting garbage pages up. You don't want to just put, you know, it has to be good quality content. We'll get into that later. But for now, we're only paying attention to the pages indexed, which is 47. Pages indexed that shouldn't be. So for this, we're looking for stuff like blog pages that are like tag pages or author pages. And I'm not seeing any here, so that's pretty good. Pretty good to start. We have 0 pages indexed that shouldn't be, which means our total quality pages indexed are 47. CMS, we're using a different tool than Screaming Frog. We'll come back to that. No, we do have more Screaming Frog stuff to look at. 404 errors. He does have one, which is right here. What's a 404 error? A 404 error is what happens when you delete a web page and you don't forward it somewhere else. So, for example, let me show you. Actually, I can illustrate this quite easily. Let's go back to Perfecting Touch. Was it .ca or .com? Let's find out in a minute. Okay, it's .com. My bad. So we type in perfectingtouch.com, and what happened? Enter. And lo and behold, it takes us to permanentmakeuptoronto.ca. Now, what just happened there was a 301 redirect. What probably happened was Pierre used to have his website as perfectingtouch.com, and it now redirects to another website, which is permanentmakeuptoronto.ca. That is a 301 redirect. If you delete a page on your site, you need to set up a 301 redirect or 302 redirect, but 301 is the best. Different reasons why you would use both. I'm not going to complicate it. We'll just talk about 301s right now. Pardon me. So if you delete a page, you need to set up a 301 redirect. Otherwise, your Google is going to be sending traffic to a page that doesn't exist. There's 100 bazillion pages on the internet, and as big as Google is, it cannot crawl all of them all the time. So it crawls pages periodically, every once in a while, and it will find out this page exists, this page doesn't exist, this page is doing this differently, this page is doing that differently, and that's how it reshuffles the search, the SERPs. And so if you have pages that exist or that don't exist, that are indexed by Google, Google is sending traffic to a place that doesn't exist, which is frustrating from a user perspective. So as unlikely as it might seem, if Google is sending a lot of traffic to places that don't exist, people are going to stop using it and they're going to start using Bing or Yahoo or whatever. So they really want to discourage that, and as a result, they punish websites that have those sorts of errors. So on your website, create 301 redirects if you delete pages. Okay? Okay, great. Now let's check what CMS we're using. I think it's just whatcms.com. Use .org. Nope. There we go. Okay, cool. What's a CMS? A CMS is a content management system. It's the way that a website serves up information. WordPress is probably the most famous example of a CMS. WordPress versus version 5.4.2. And what is the latest version? 5.5. Okay, so he's got an old version. That's not good. There's a lot of different CMSs out there. Some are better than others. We recommend WordPress. It's great from an SEO perspective. There are some that are terrible from an SEO perspective. HD Permanent Makeup has WordPress 5, so that's great. Wait. No, because it's 5.5 is the newest one. So WordPress 5 is quite old, in fact. Right, HRH Beauty. Wix. Yuck. Wix sucks. Yeah. From an SEO perspective, you know, if you're just building a website as a digital brochure, I mean, there are still better platforms. If you really can't figure out WordPress, use Squarespace. It's the next best thing. It's still not great. It's the next best thing. Shopify's not bad. Nothing wrong with Shopify, though it's geared toward products, of course. And if you're not selling products, then it doesn't matter. Ssl Certificate, that is one. We can find that out by looking at the URL. Let's take a look here. HTTPS, that's what we're looking for. And this lock there, that means they have an SSL certificate. What's an SSL certificate? An SSL certificate is, stands for Secure Socket Layer. It's a way to secure websites. And it's absolutely critical if you're processing credit card transactions. You have to have one. In fact, if you're found not compliant, if you're processing credit card transactions without an SSL certificate, you can get fined like tens of thousands of dollars, and sometimes up to millions of dollars if you've had it for a long time. Like, it's bad news. But even if you're not processing transactions, credit card transactions, that is, it's still a good idea to have it on your site, because Google likes to see it. They recognize that a website with an SSL certificate is more secure, than a website that doesn't. And so, all things being equal, they will rank your website higher if you have an SSL certificate. Everyone else has one too. Oops, wrong color, green. So everyone's strong here. Okay. Let's take a look at the page load speed. Okay, so we're going to go to a tool called GTmetrix. Again, it's a free tool. I do love free. Some of these I'm going to do all of them at once because it's really quick to just bounce through it. And for some of the other ones, I'm just going to do one at a time. Okay, so let's scan it using GTmetrix. This is going to give us some cool information on the speed of the website. We've also got Google Load Time Checker. I forget the URL exactly. Okay, so 8.4 seconds it took to load. That is an incredibly slow website. Now what I do is I run it across two different tools. Google has its own tool to check page speeds, and then GTmetrix also does also checks for page speed. So I'm going to run both of them, and I'm going to find out the average between the two. I'm going to open up Calculator to do that because as much as some of you might laugh at me for needing to do math for such simple numbers, I'm a words girl. I'm not a numbers girl. My business partner, he's a numbers guy, and that's great for me. He hates words, doesn't hate words, but he's not good with words. I'm not good with numbers, so it makes a great relationship. Okay, first contentful paint, 12.5 seconds. Good Lord. This is a slow website. 12.5 plus, oops, 12.5 plus 8.4 divided by 2, 10.5 seconds. That is obscene. And I mean, Google considers page load speed in its own right as a ranking factor, but also the longer your site takes to load, the less likely it is people are actually going to go to it. So that's a big issue there. It's less likely people are going to sit there for 10.5 seconds waiting for your site to load. Really, you've got about 10 seconds to tell someone who you are, what you do, and why they should care. And if you're taking more than 10 seconds to load your website, you're going to lose a lot of people. And that leads to a higher bounce rate, which is another metric that Google considers. So not good here, Pierre. Got to do something about this. Why is the website taking so long to load? Truth is, there are some things I can tell without having access to the back end of the website, and some things I can't. So let's take a look at what we can. Some minification issues. Basically, a fancy way of saying making sure everything is loading in order. So we'll say no. External requests, that's an important one. 3455 external requests. Okay. What is an external request? Good question. An external request is anything that loads on your website from a URL other than your website's URL. So if the URL is permanentmakeuptoronto.ca, and my browser needs to load something that's being pulled in from somewhere else, that's an external request. An example of that might be a Twitter feed or an Instagram feed. Not a link, but a feed, if you know the difference. Another example might be some JavaScript that's running in the background. Another example is Google Analytics, and you definitely should have Google Analytics on your site. So external requests are not necessarily a bad thing. However, 55 is probably unnecessary. Ideally, purely from a page load speed perspective, you should have as few external requests as you possibly can. 55 is probably too much. I can't say specifically without actually having access to the back end of the website, so I don't know, but probably too much. Okay, so why else? Images properly scaled. Here's another thing with images. His are actually pretty good. 12 pretty good. I'll say yes. Shave a couple milliseconds here and there, a couple bytes off here and there, but it's not a big deal. When you are serving up images, there's two different ways to load your images into your onto your website if you're using a CMS. You can upload, if you have like a 500 by 500 image and you want to display it at 200 by 200, you can load that image in Photoshop or whatever you use and shrink it down to 200 by 200, then upload it to your website, which is what you should do. Or you can upload it at 500 by 500 and then just use the CMS's visual editor to shrink it down to 200 by 200. If you do that, the site still loads that image as though it were 500 by 500. So you're wasting a lot of data. You're adding time to your page load speed, which is no good. So, but he's done a good job. So let's check out the other guys for HD permanent makeup. I'm not doing that for Screaming Frog because there's some other stuff I want to get into with Screaming Frog as well. So we're going to bounce around a whole bunch here. This is how an SEO analysis works. So let's scan this. But we're only using GT metrics. GT metrics once. What else can we scan while we're here? AMP. We can check for AMP. That. I want this. Let's see if we have AMP. Get out of here. 9.3 seconds. No good. 9.3 plus. That. How's that good? Here we go. 5.1 seconds. Lower. Still not great. That was 5.1 plus 9.3. 7.2. Still not good. We try to get our websites down to 1 second loading time. Not always possible, but there's no reason why you should have any more than 3 seconds for a local business website. Like these are not complex websites we're talking about here. This is not a Facebook, it's not an Amazon, it's not an Instagram. This is a simple local business website. No reason why it should take more than 3 seconds to load at absolute max. Okay, so 87.6 and where's the okay. So no, 87.6 kilobyte improvement possible. Okay. So yeah, his images are not properly scaled. It's actually the wrong file format that he's using. There's different file formats you can use. Some are bigger than others. Some look better than others, etc. So you want to make sure you use the right format. External requests. Let's go back to this. We've got 61. I don't assign a value to this, positive or negative. I just say probably too many. And then it has minified his script. No. 25 plus 7. Okay. Okay, so he's not doing great there. Take a look at HRH Beauty. And while we're at it, we'll see. Oh, for God's sake. I'm not a robot, man. Stop telling me I'm a robot. All right. We're still waiting. We're still waiting on stuff. Dooby-dooby-doo. This is the fun part, waiting for tools. Okay. 3.9 seconds. Better. 3.9 plus. Wow, there's no way that's right. 42.4 seconds. I'm going to retest that. That's absurd. There's no way that's correct. In the meantime, okay, so Permanent Makeup Toronto is not an AMP page. What's AMP? AMP stands for Accelerated Mobile Pages, and it is a way that Google serves up websites on mobile. You've probably seen them before. If you Google, like, they're very common on news websites. Hang on a sec, let me do this stupid shit, and then I mean, stupid poop. If you Google something, often news articles, so let's just Google, I don't know what's in the news right now. Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. So for news art items, I don't know how well you can see that, but on the top is one that has, there's a little lightning bolt beside it. And if I tap that, can I see this and show it to you at the same time? Okay. If I tap that, it loads instantly. That's AMP. And that is a tool that, that Google has developed. And it is a, makes websites fast. They haven't specifically said you have to have it on your site, but they did say, hey, it's a good idea to do so. And we've noticed that in the sites that we've put it on, they have better mobile traffic. So, okay, this is wild. I ran this tool twice. So 38.5 seconds. That's wild. Okay, so let's do 38.5 plus. It's weird to have, but not unheard of, to have results so disparate. It does happen sometimes. 21.2 seconds. I don't exactly know why that happens. Okay, let's find out why this website is so slow. Okay, 146. I'll say 147, round up. That's 201 kilobytes. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that is a lot. External requests, what is happening there? Holy jeez, 141, 150, 153. That is the highest number of external requests I have ever seen. And I've been doing these for years. I just started streaming them, but I've been doing these for clients for a very long time. That's a disaster. No way they need 150. That's absurd. Okay, 89.5 plus. Okay. This is a terrible website. Terrible website. Okay. Last one, we're going to run through GTmetrix and Page Insights. I really should put on some incense. My poor cat, she got sprayed by a skunk on Saturday. We gave her a bath, but she still stinks. HD Permanent Makeup is not. It's rare that I find websites that have AMP. So I'm not surprised when nobody has AMP. Oh, that was fast. 2.7 seconds. 16. 7.8. Okay, that matches a little closer to 2.7. 10.5. That's 5.5 and a quarter. Let's say 5.3. Okay, so we've measured everyone's loading time, and everyone sucks. Again, there's no reason why a local business website should take any more than 3 seconds to load. Absolutely no reason. Other than the website sucks. There's a lot of metrics here. I don't look at all of them. Not that they're not relevant, it's just not that important for the analysis. Okay, so there's less than a kilobyte we can save there, so no big deal. We'll just say yes. Because if I were doing SEO on that website, I wouldn't bother fixing it. It would make such a small difference. It just doesn't matter. 30. Far fewer than anyone else. They're also the fastest. Surprised? Coincidence? I think not. Minify. Yeah, they're good. So they're not as bad. They're still taking too long to load. So just because there are fewer external requests, it's only telling me how many. It's not telling me what type of external requests there are. So they could suck. They could be real data suckers. I don't know. And I won't know because I don't imagine they're going to give me access to the back end of their website. So we're now done with these tools. We're still checking for AMP. So you are not AMP. Now we're going to use a new one called Seositecheckup.com. This is a great tool. It gives you a lot of insight into what's going on a website. Some of these two tools overlap for me a little bit. Like we'll get some of the same information on multiple ones, but that's okay. I use all the different ones because it's I'm focusing on the ones that give you the best information. Right, okay. Are these palm trees? I can't tell. I don't think they are. Trying to sneak on me, Google. All right, so this spicy boy is loading. Okay, doing not too badly for... Oh, geez. I audited SEO Site Checkup using SEO Site Checkup. Move, Sophie, move. Permanent Makeup Toronto is what I want to be auditing. SEO Site Checkup is not paying me to audit their website. I don't think they would, because clearly they know how to audit websites. See, this is why I use Epic Privacy Browser. every time you open it, it uses a different proxy. So but it only allows you one free scan a day. So using a proxy allows you to get around that restriction. Okay, so why are we on this tool? We are looking for, before we do that, let's see if we know, okay, not an AMP page. So let's check off that column. That one is done. Row, not column. Get out of here. So we're going to go to Seo Certificate. There's a bunch of information we want to look at here. We're also going to start our broken link check scanner. We'll do this real quick because these are easy ones. Okay, so this is going to scan it in the background. It takes a little while, sometimes, usually. So we'll let that happen. In the meantime, we'll also check to see if they have a custom 404 error page. What on earth did I just do there? Why did I do that? Because I wanted to see if they have a page like this. So, for example, let me show you another website, .something.com / this is the general error page. And that is, if someone types in your URL wrong, that can happen. But sometimes they'll type in permanentmakeuptoronto.ca / about, but they put about and hit enter. If it went to that last, stop it. If it went to that last page that I showed you, the totally blank one, it's fine, that's an error, but it also misses the opportunities because clearly these people want to come to this site. They just made a typo. So it's like, oh crap, I made an error, but that's okay. I can still navigate around the site and I can still get to the different spots. So that's a great way to reduce your bounce rate. He has a custom 404 page. That's great. And let's see, does he have any broken links? One broken link. Okay. Oh, that's it. Same as his 404 error. You want to let him know as well what his 404 error is so that he can go and fix it. Of course, we can fix it for him, but if he doesn't want to work with us, I still want to give him some value. Copy link. Okay, cool. Now let's go back here. So we're looking for the presence of schema markup. So we're going to search for microdata. Does not have schema. Okay. Now what's schema markup? It is a type of markup language that was developed in concert with Google, not unlike AMP. But the difference is that they have very clearly said, put this on your website and we will rank you higher. Guess how many people use it? Not that many. Of the people who do use it, guess how many use it properly? Even fewer still. So I mean, what can I say? Google says, put this on your site and we'll rank you higher. People don't put it on their site, and then they wonder why Google's not ranking them higher. Well, okay, robots. We have robots. We have sitemap. We also want to check. Oh, it does. Yes. Okay, so this is bad. So there are pages on your site that you don't want Google to see, which is understandable. For example, your login to the back end of your website. Google doesn't need to index that. There's different ways to add no index, and one of them is to add it to your robots.txt, which is kind of an old school way of doing it, and it's not recommended. By the way, robots.txt and sitemap.xml, these are documents that search engines use. Humans don't generally read them unless they're dorks like me. Search engines read them though, and they've been around since like the 90s or the early 2000s. A long time anyway, so it's rare and weird to find websites that don't have them, but I do occasionally come across them. Favicon. Yes, they got a Favicon. They don't have Google Analytics. Okay. Surprising. Okay, so a favicon is, check this out. You see that little icon right there? That's a favicon. This is also a favicon. It's a very minor SEO factor, but it is there, and it takes like 30 seconds to set up, so there's no reason not to do it. But they don't have Google Analytics, and I'm shocked by that. And Google Analytics is the software that Google provides that helps you gives you analytics on your search traffic. So it's free, highly recommended. And not only does it give you information about your search traffic, it gives Google information about what users are doing when they come to your website, which helps them decide whether or not to rank you higher. So again, highly, 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 highly recommended. Even if you don't know anything about search, install Google Analytics on your website in case you decide to add, in case you decide to start doing search marketing a year from now, 2 years from now, your new SEO will be able to use that data to help your campaign. So there's no reason not to have it. It's free, gives you great info, and it might help you down the road. So do it. Do it. Okay. So let's go back to microdata. So they do have schema, which means I'm going to have to investigate it a little later. For now, I'm only figuring out if they have it. If they don't have it, it means I don't have to investigate. And if they do, it means I do have to investigate. So we know for now that they have it at least. Okay, so we have robots. That's strange. There's no test result for sitemap at all. Okay. So do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, it's there. Cool. Yes, robots. Oops, not T's. Yes. Yes for that. Yes for that. Favicon, yes. And Google Analytics, yes. Okay. You know, there's others. No, never mind. Okay, so you're closing. Yes, I want to exit. And I'm going to open another one here and take a look at. Okay, we're using a proxy that I've already used. I'll bounce back and forth a couple times here. Cool. Thank you. Keep looking over there because I have another monitor. Just in case you're wondering, you guys are all wondering, like, why is she staring off into that direction? You're probably not wondering that. Nobody's wondering that. All right. Oh, shoot, I didn't do that. Okay, done, almost done. While we're waiting for that to load, let's get Broken Link Checker. In this spicy boy. There we go. What do we even have open here? Nothing embarrassing, I hope. No, we're good, okay. I mean, some of you might see that I like listening to Judas Priest. Oh, no. Right, microdata. Okay, this one is using microdata as well. I'm just going to say yes for now, and then investigate further later. Okay, we have robots. We have a sitemap. Yes. Yes. We have a Favicon. No Favicon and no Google Analytics. Bad HRHbeauty.com. How dare you? Scaling there. Okay. I'm going to go paste and do checkup. And in the meantime, please excuse me just a moment. I'll be right back. Apologies, friends. I'm back. Sorry, everyone. Okay, now let's see what we've got for Tina Davies Studios. So we're looking for robots. We do have robots. Robots. We have sitemap. Got Favicon and analytics. Now we need to look for. They're also using the disallow directive. Okay, and then microdata. We do not have microdata. Okay. So that saves me the time of looking into those two. These two I have to take a closer look at. So I'm going to make those red, this red, this red, these red, these red. I'm just going to say no to both of these because that's what I said to him, and I want to make sure I stay consistent. Make all these red. So what we're looking at so far, there's a lot of red. These two are red as well. Not good, not good. At least from the perspective of the owners of these websites. Real stinkers. Okay, so what was I doing next? Let's go back to broken links. I'm not using Opera right now. It's a very common browser that I use, so I keep defaulting to it. So who was that? That was HRH. Got 6 broken links on their site. That's not great. Let's start searching this guy, and then we'll take a closer look at the schema. You know what? Sometimes it doesn't work. Cool, it's working. Okay, great. So we're going to take a look at Google's structured data testing tool. Hey, buddy. Want to come up? Jump up. Come on, Kiki. Come here. Oh, right. I don't have to look at that one. HD is what I have to look at. Come on. Come on. Jump up. Come on, Stink. Come here, buddy. Hey, it's okay. It's okay, man. Hey, it's okay. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. All right, so this is telling us they have general schema, but they're not getting that specific. So basically the way schema works is it's a way of wrapping, that's my cat, by the way, that I just brought onto the stream here. So schema is a way of wrapping, you wrap different elements of your site in schema code that tells it what, that tells Google what it is it's looking at. So we've got a couple elements on here saying this is a local business, but it's not saying much more specific than that. So it's not, it's rudimentary. Better than nothing, but not great. Again. Oh, dude, you still stink. Okay, this is strange. So it's like they've done some advanced schema, but not a lot. Some advanced schema and no basic schema. Wild. Okay. I'll say rudimentary as well. Even though they have some advanced, don't have any rudimentary. So weird, very weird. Okay, so that's a lot of info there. Let's take a quick look at all of the custom 404 pages. If they even exist. Now we're done. Yeah, okay, great. Got one. Oh, not great, as the case may be. Zero. HD permanent makeup. And these. What you got for us, Tina? Right. I want to look at the other. Oh, this one doesn't have a custom page because it's Wix and Wix is garbage. See, this is a Wix page. Now, what does this give us? Like, we have to scroll down to see go back home, which is like, yeah, kind of sort of helpful, but it would be a lot more helpful if we could see all this stuff. Tina Davies also has custom 404 page. Good for you, Tina. Okay, wait, you want to get down now? You want to get down? Go ahead. No, you don't? All right. Okay, whatever you want to. Okay, 58 pages. Oh, wait, I'm not checking pages. I'm checking broken links. She got none. Cool. Good for you. All right, let's move forward. Oh, dude. Okay. Ow. Sorry about that. My cat jumped off my lap and ripped my headphones out of my ears. Okay, so where were we? We were looking at the on-site SEO. Okay, so with technical SEO, we were looking at the technical bits. That's a lot of nerdy stuff. Now we're looking at on-site SEO. These are different elements of SEO. So I've broken it up into these three categories. Okay, so I'm going to give everyone my 2-second test. What's a 2-second test? That is when I go to a website, I should be able to tell within 2 seconds, once the website's loaded, I'm going to look at it, and I should be able to tell within 2 seconds 3 things: who you are, what you do, why I should care. Let's find out. Okay, so website's loading. Where are we? I don't know what this website is. I don't know what this business is. Tell me, by looking just at what's on the screen, forget about how it says Permanent Makeup Toronto up here. What is this website about? I don't know. You know, you can squint and see that it says Permanent Cosmetics right there, which maybe gives you a bit of an idea. And yeah, of course, you can scroll and you can learn a little bit more and see Pierre's handsome face, the Canada's foremost male permanent makeup artist. You know, that's great. But from this perspective, from the 2-second test, I don't know. So I'll say fail. Let's try HD permanent makeup. Okay. So I can see, I know they're mostly focused on beauty supplies, even though they do offer beauty services. Um, get out of here. Top of the line beauty products and permanent makeup supplies. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that passes. Now, when we're reviewing things, Pierre might be like, well, why am I competing with HD Beauty Academy? It's a different business. Yes, it is, but you're competing for the keywords. And so that's the important part. Okay, this is not great. This sucks. This really sucks. This is a terrible logo for web. I can barely read that. It's like, it's way too small. It's silly. And then we've got this blog.to screenshot that says top 10 microblading salons in Toronto. Okay, does that mean that you are a microblading salon? I don't really know. And I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of someone who's browsing a website. This is the first time they've ever been there. They've never heard of it before. They're just checking it out. So, top 10 microblading salons in Toronto. I don't know what this is. So I'm going to say they fail too. This is entirely subjective, by the way. Just based on the fact that I've been an internet nerd ever since I first connected to the internet in 1990, whatever. And the fact that I've been doing this for a long time with business websites. No, this one's a drag. This one's a drag. You might be like, but it's so pretty. Look at the video. It's so nice. Yeah, but why am I looking at this video? What does it mean? You know, there's a lot of pictures of white lights. There's a lot of smiley looking people. But what is this website about? What's the point? I cannot tell within 2 seconds what this website is about. You know, people are hugging, lots of beautiful people. I see, and okay, finally, we say Toronto's finest permanent makeup studio. And it took us almost 20 seconds to get there. So this, yeah, you fail too. Okay, domain age. Come on. How old your domain is. Some people say how old your website is. It's not exactly true. It's how old your domain is. Your domain being permanentmakeuptoronto.ca, hdpermanentmakeup.ca, etc. These are domains, right? I could rebuild, well, all of these websites for that matter, and the domain would still be the same age, even though it's a brand new website. So the analogy that I sometimes use is your domain is the address on your website, or it's the address on your home, rather. Your domain is the address on your home, and your website is the building that you built on that address. Okay, so tear the building down, build a new house, still got the same address. Make sense? Great. Okay. So why should we care? Google likes older websites. They figure if you've been in business for 12 years, 1 month, 18 days, and the other guys have only been in business for maximum 4 years and a bit, you have had more time to prove yourself in the market, and you are more likely to not be a fly-by-night sort of business. So again, all things being equal, they will rank you higher. It's not a huge ranking factor. It is a factor, so it's worth looking at, but there are, it's more interesting for another factor, which we're going to look at in a moment. So we'll say 12 years, 2 months, because we'll round up. Each makeup 3 years, 5 months. Age beauty, 4 years, 2 months. Oh my god. And Tina Davies is 2 years, 1 month. Okay. Now we're going to take a look at, I did just save, yes? Okay, good. Now we're going back to Screaming Frog. And where do I have? Okay, yeah, I've got it down there. Great, okay. So we're going to take a look at some stuff called metadata. I don't need that. Don't need that. I do need this. Okay, so we're looking at 3 different types of data. All of them I'm going to refer collectively as metadata, but there's 3 different types. There's 3 different types of data. There's your meta title, your meta description, and your title tags, your H1, H2 tags. Okay, so let me show you what a title tag is. You see right there where it says domain age checker, check check domain age of any website by this tool. That is a meta title. Okay, so let's go to Google. And we can search for anything. I'll search for, I don't know, bananas. I'm hungry. What you see right here, that is your meta description. Okay, and then your H1, H2 tags will be your title tags throughout the text. So this is probably the H1 tag. Get out of here. Can you not? And then this one is probably an H2 tag. That's probably an H3 tag. And then it goes down to H6. In fact, that's the smallest one. Each of these areas is a great place to drop some keywords, and it's a great place to really screw it up if you don't know what you're doing. So let's take a look how everyone's doing. Okay, so this is not bad. Not great. Let me move you here. Not bad. We know this guy is just not there. That's 301, right? So we can safely disregard that. Of course, it's blank. Makeup Toronto, makeup artist Toronto. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, there's a lot of missed opportunities here. I'm going to give it maybe a 30%. Okay, optimized meta descriptions. I'm not looking at this right now. I'm looking at Screaming Frog. Okay, meta descriptions. Okay, so here's where most people, if you're going to screw up your SEO, you're probably going to do it this way. And he's done it. He's done it a little bit. So remember before when we talked about how the more pages you have on Google, the better. The more pages you have that Google has indexed on your site, the better. Well, when that rule first came out, more clever black hat SEOs were like, oh well, you want more pages on a site? Well, let me just make 800 copies of my FAQ page, and I'll just spray it all over the place, and I'll get to the top of Google that way, and that's obviously not what Google was looking for. So they started to penalize websites that have duplicate content, and so as a result, they still do that. So he's got some duplicate content here, which is there's 2 that are duplicated, which is not good. And then he's missing about 2/3 of them. So honestly, I'm going to give him a 5%. Most are missing. And does he even have great? He doesn't really have a whole lot of keyword placement. So not good news for you, Mr. Pierre, Mr. Lai. Optimized H1, H2 tags. We don't care about you. We don't care about you. We don't care about. Okay, so from the H1 perspective, okay, this is pretty much a 0 because there's just no keywords there. It's not just having these things, but having actual keywords in them. So from an H1 perspective, it's 0. He's got some keywords in his H2s. I don't know, I'm going to give that a 10. Blank. Okay, so not good, man, not good. Yeah, your metadata is weak. Okay, so we're going to look at the average words per page. Average words per page is important. What we're going to do is we're going to grab all the pages. I said all of them, except for these ones, because those are our error pages. So we're going to take those, we're going to paste them, and we're going to average them. Okay, 347. That's very low. So again, coming back to the whole question about having multiple pages on a website, what's important is not just having multiple pages, but having those pages have a lot of content. Because if you make 10,000 pages on your website and each one of them has 5 words, it's no good to anybody, and Google recognizes that. So what they want to see is pages that have unique content, that have a lot of content. And so when I'm doing these, when I'm writing copy for a website, I aim for at least 800 pages, 800 words. That's a big factor. By the way, again, if anyone has any questions, drop them in the comment box. I would love to answer any questions you have about SEO. Okay, so there's only a couple of factors left that we need to look at for Screaming Frog for our client here, and it's the average number of links per page is the last one. So why are we looking at average number of links per page? A couple of reasons. First of all, it gives us an idea of how many links they've been building. But then also, I mean, obviously, 26. Wow. Okay. So then what we do is we say 26 links per page divided by the 12 years and 2 months the website has been around. That is how many. There's more that this is 120, 130, 144, 146 months this website has been around. And if there are 26 links per page, that's like, what, one link every 4 months, almost every 6 months. One link almost every 6 months per page. So what that tells me is they have not been doing they've not been making a concerted effort toward any sort of SEO. That they have very few links. It's probably just links that they got naturally, or maybe a few that they built through like setting up their Facebook page or setting up their Twitter account or whatever. So they've not been doing any sort of concerted link building. Now, that said, link scanners are notoriously unreliable. So this is not necessarily like I'm taking for gospel that there's absolutely an average of 26 links per page, but it's a good general idea. It's a good general guideline. Okay, so we're done with Screaming Frog with Permanent Makeup Toronto. So we're going to come back here and do HD Permanent Makeup. We're in the home stretch now, y'all. Thanks for sticking with me. If you're still sticking with me, yeah. So we just have to wait for it to scan now. Oh, okay. Just give it another moment or two. There we go. Cool. Okay. So let's just get this out of the way real quick. Okay, they've got no 404 errors. Good for y'all. Now they have an enormous website, but it's also because they have so many products. So what I do sometimes is I run the broken link checker. Because the free version of Screaming Frog will only scan so many, up to so many pages. But the broken link check will scan as many as you like. I think they have a limit is like 3,000 or so. Yeah, 3,000. But otherwise, I mean, like 3,000 is a pretty big website. So yeah, I'm going to use this to scan and find the proper number of pages. So we'll do that. And while that's running in the background, we're going to take a look at the pages index that shouldn't be. So let's see. Looks like we're pretty good. In fact, they've got some stuff here that's not indexed that maybe should be. My account, that should definitely not be indexed. Cart should not be indexed. These don't need to be. These don't need to be. Okay, so they've got someone who knows at least a little bit. Yeah, no, they're good. They're good. 0. Okay. Are we still waiting on you? Yes, we are. Okay. So we'll leave that for now, and we'll scroll down, just bounce down to, oh, and they've got 0, 404 errors. We'll take a look at the other elements in Screaming Frog. So let's do our, where's everybody from, by the way? Let me know in the chat. Where are you from? What are you hoping to get out of this? And also, if you happen to be following on YouTube, the chat box is on Facebook. So you can just look me up on Facebook, Sophie Edwards with an umlaut over the O. And the stream is on there. There's a chat box on there. So if you happen to be on YouTube, grab me on there. Anyway, get back here. Yeah, these are pretty these are pretty well keyworded. Are we missing any? Oh, get out of here. No, are these are probably, yeah, they're not indexed. Yeah, these are pretty good. Okay, I'm going to give them a 75. 75%. Okay, great. Meta descriptions. Let's take a look at that. So the first thing I do is stack them. Come on. To see how many duplicates there are. There are some duplicates, but I also want to make sure those duplicates are from pages that are indexed. Because if they're not indexed, then we don't care. Okay. Okay, so where does the indexed, not indexed barrier begin? It starts here. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, there is some duplicate content here, which is a shame because other than that, they've done a pretty good job. I'm gonna say as well 75%, because mostly done well, but some duplicate. And this one will say most present recent keyword targeting. Okay, so H1H2. Okay, now these guys do a much better job. These are not relevant. They're not keyworded, but it's okay. I mean, some of them are. This one, area reconstruction, microblading and eyebrow tattoo trend in Toronto. I get that. Those are definitely, but then here, it's not keyworded. But some of them are. Advanced microblading course versus related products. That's okay, because I recognize that there is a, there's always a delicate dance between between optimizing for search engines and optimizing for human beings to read through a page. So yeah, it makes sense. Not every single H1, H2 tag has to have 15 different 15 different keywords crammed into it. Yeah, these are not bad. I'll give them a 60. Okay. Average words per page. Did I move that? No, I didn't. Okay. Average words per page. Word count. Here we go. Okay. Now again, we want only the ones that are indexed. So go down to number 95. Can I pin this? No, I can't. Okay. Uh, 535. So still not very good. And then the number of average. 64. Still not great. Okay, so now for the blog. Do they have uncategorized blog articles? Do they even have a blog? Let's answer that question. Yes, they do. There it is. How do they organize their blog? Let's take a look. Okay, 170 web pages. We know that, so that's good. That's another box we can tick off. 170, and then 170. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. So, oh, they do have, yes, okay, one. So, yes, they do. They have uncategorized blog articles, which is sloppy. Yes, they do have a blog, though. And I'm pretty sure Permanent Makeup Toronto does not have a blog. Now, why should we care about having a blog? A blog is so having a bigger website is optimal, and having, as in more pages, and having a regularly updated website is also optimal. And a great way to scratch both of those itches is to publish blog articles. Oof. Lord, this website is slow. Yeah, no, this is not a blog. So he does not have a blog. No, no blog. I would like to be done with Screaming Frogs soon. So let's get back to rolling in that. Yeah, she's pretty. Is that? That looks like an old client of mine. That would be hilarious if it were him. I gotta check that out and see who that is. Oh god, this website sucks. That's where your navigation bar is? Are you serious? This is honestly one of the worst websites I've ever seen. This entire niche needs my help. I mean, maybe my internet's a little slow because I'm streaming right now, and yeah, but geez, this is bad. What is even happening on this website? Like, there's all these pages, but how do I get to them? Where's the navigation bar? Oh, there it is. Okay, there is a navigation bar. Okay, there we go. They do have a blog. And their blog was active too. Don't need to hear. Okay, it's not him. Would have been pretty weird if it was him, because the guy I'm thinking of lives in Austin, Texas. So, nope, not the same dude. All right. Go to the blog. Any day now, folks. Good Lord. Okay, I'll let that happen. Okay, so let's get back to how many pages we have. We have 86 pages. Pages index that should not be. And I mean, there's a difference between pages that maybe don't need to be indexed and pages that should not be indexed. So for example, booking conditions, that doesn't need to be indexed, but it's not a mistake that it's been indexed. Does that make sense? I don't even know what the hell that is. Let's take a look. Whatever it is, it probably doesn't need to be indexed. Yeah, it's just a light box, of course. So there's one that doesn't need to be indexed for sure. 2, 3. There's 3 for sure. Okay, so we've got A3. And then do we have 404 errors? We did. We have 1, 2, 4 of them. I'm not going to bother telling him which ones they have, because it's good for him to know what his errors are, because then he can fix them. But for the competition, it's just enough to know that they have errors. The titles. Take a look at the titles. How are we doing for titles? Yeah, not great. Not great. Some of them don't match the pages that they're on. So for example, first of all, this shouldn't be indexed at all. But we look at like best eyebrow tattoo, microblading, and eyelash extension. That's clearly an attempt to put some keywords in there, which is good. However, this page is never going to rank. You don't want it to rank anyway, because you saw, like, this is what that page is. Okay, great. That's what that page is. Why would I? Google's never going to rank that. There's much more relevant information. So even on this one website, there's much more relevant information. Some of them are good, like areola restoration, secret facial, so secretive. Yeah, they're not, I don't know, I'll give them a 50%. Okay, so meta description. All of a sudden, I have a French accent. Je ne sais pas. Je ne sais quoi. How do you say why in French? come in the chat box and tell me how to say why in French. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and I'm just going to do the actual SEO stuff here. Here we go. They've got duplicate content. Duplicate content. I'm singing the duplicate content song. Is this on pages that are indexed though? Yes, it is. So there's only a couple pages that are not indexed, and they're all on this page. And yeah, they don't, yeah, there's some duplicate content that's going to hold them back, but they've got some good keyword placement. Bunch of them are missing. I'll give them a 40%. Okay, now H1, H2 tags. Pardon me. So in particular, I want to take a look at microblading. Yeah, they've got nothing for the services that they're competing with our client for. Yeah, they're not. Oof. I'll give them a 5%. Okay. Yeah, they're struggling. See if you're better with. Okay, let's go back here and make sure we're only getting indexable pages. What happened here? Okay, so that's the bottom. Word count. And it might be unfair to measure some of these pages because we already looked at and saw like, oh, some of these pages should not be indexed. But the reality is they're indexing them. So Google's going to consider them. So I'm not going to give them a break because Google wouldn't. Okay, 223 words per page. That's bad. That's bad. I used to want to be a voice actor when I was a kid. A couple other voices I like to have fun with. Maybe I'll do them for you sometime. 22 point, we'll say 23. No, 22.48, that's 22 links per page. Struggling. Okay, we're almost done with Screaming Frog, which is great because Screaming Frog is my least favorite tool to play with. Not that it's not a great tool, it really is. It's just, it's not that much fun to go through. This is more numbers based for me because I'm a words girl, so I prefer words. What am I looking at? What am I doing? Okay. Just wait for Tina Davies to give us what she's got, and I will be right back. I'm back. Did you miss me? Okay, so we're going to, right, we have to find out how, oh, okay, they haven't posted anything since. Okay, so this happens sometimes. I see this sometimes. They launch a website, they put a blog on it, and they do nothing. That's okay. It's better than nothing, but not much. Okay, so it's a good idea to have a blog, but if it's inactive, then it's just the same as not having one. So, did they have uncategorized blog articles? Well, they've only got 2 blog articles, so it shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Honest to God, this is one of the worst business websites I've ever seen. It's just terrible. No offense to HRH Beauty if you happen to be watching this video. You should redo your website. You should call me and I'll redo your website for you. Yeah, this ain't so good. It looks like they have no categories whatsoever. So, okay. So, no, they don't have uncategorized blog articles. Actually, yes, they do, because they don't have categories, which would make them, by definition, uncategorized. Okay. Cool. Let's wrap up with this. So we want to go to broken link check, because Screaming Frog gave us that message that told us they have too many pages, and we want to get accurate information. So, okay. Spaced out there for a moment. I've been doing this for a while. This is like the 3rd hour of just staring at data all day. So, forgive me if my eyes start to go a little gaga. Okay. So I'm going to, as it's scanning for the number of pages, I'm going to look at the number of the pages that should not be indexed at all. No, they're good there. They're good there. 58 web pages. Stop, Sophie. All right, well, that's okay. That happens sometimes. There is sometimes a discrepancy. It usually means there's an issue with the website that's making it harder for these scanners to work. Okay, let's say 58. 0 pages indexed that shouldn't be, so that gives us 58. There are also 404 errors, which means we're done with our broken link checker. And it also means we're done with this entire category. Technical SEO is done. That's great. So now we know HD permanent makeup is the strongest And when I'm looking at these, I've got this above, right? Elements done correctly, elements done incorrectly, and elements done better than others. I can't tell you how many pages to have on your website. I can only say have more than the other guys. Versus, oops, no, I didn't mean to do that. I can say don't index pages that shouldn't be indexed. If you have 0 pages that shouldn't be indexed, congratulations, you did a good job. If you have pages indexed that shouldn't be, it's an error. I don't care if you have 1 or 1,000, it's still wrong. And so, you know, there's sometimes black and white, and sometimes there's shades of gray. So that's what we're looking at there with those colors. Okay, so images are properly scaled. I don't assign a value to the external requests because I can't tell without having access to the back end of somebody's website what those external requests are. All of them anyway. There's some I can see by looking through the code, but I don't want to do that. And it's not really that relevant for the client anyway. Okay, so we've got our technicals here, and there's some green, but there's a lot of red as well. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of strength here. Oh yeah, I mean, these guys too. Okay, so technicals are done. We made it. We made it, everybody. Okay, I'm not going to do the rest of these right now. I'm just going to do that, and then we will dive back into Screaming Frog for the last time today. So I don't really care that much about the blog articles. They're helpful, but what I really care about is the services. See, these are not really keyworded. Because, yeah, it says eyebrow touch-up, but it's not giving specifics about, and again, like eyebrows with Tina, consultation with Tina. Those are not keywords. So I'm sorry, they have very poor. I'll give them a 10. Yeah, it does say eyebrows, whatever, but it's not very good. Okay, optimized meta description. Let's see. Okay, so about half of them are missing. There's some duplicates. Oh boy. Come on, y'all. It also says she can't take any new clients. So I really don't feel bad about dethroning this business because she's like, I'm too busy. Well, if you're too busy, then you won't mind if we kick you off the top of Google. Anyway, yeah, this is really weak too. I will also give it a 10% for the same reasons. Okay, H1, H2 tags. Again, very little information. Tina, you're not good at SEO. You might be good at permanent makeup. I don't know, but you're not very good at SEO. Even here, there's barely any keywording. What is microblading? Okay, there's a keyword. Microblading, does it hurt? That's a keyword. Permanent makeup aftercare 101. Those are okay, but no. Another 10%. That's easy for me. Okay, so her on-site SEO game thus far is very, very weak. Okay, so now we want to go over to the links. Okay. $37. Okay, 37. Average words per page. Did we go too far? Yeah, we did. I feel like they might be better. No, they got some real low ones. They got some high ones too. Huh, maybe not. 518. They still suck. All right. Blog. Are they just focused on making their website real flashy? I get the impression that they use their website more like a digital brochure than they do like an actual lead generation mechanism. And that's okay. Not a bad thing. You don't have to do SEO. Oh, they do have blogs. Okay. March 2020. February 2020. Okay, so they're like, I mean, that's still inactive, right? Because, like, you should be posting every week. Even if it is once a month consistently, I'll say it's active, but really, it should be once a week. Yeah. Okay, are we done with Screaming Frog? We're done with Screaming Frog. Oh, were the blog articles categorized? Showing the categories? We look good. Okay, here we go. So we're in the home stretch. So let's take a look at their websites from a mobile perspective. Why do we care about mobile? Because the amount of search traffic that goes through Google is about 50-50 mobile versus desktop. And if your website is not very good on mobile, then Google won't want to rank it on mobile. And as a result, you're going to miss out on a lot of local traffic. And especially if you're a locally based business like Pierre is, he's servicing the GTA and like kind of like within a 100-kilometer radius. So he's after local business, and because it's so strong a ranking signal to get to have a mobile website, and there's a lot of local traffic going through mobile, it makes a lot of sense to have your website look good on mobile. So in general, Google doesn't like to rank okay, it's not mobile friendly. That is interesting. Okay. Um, okay, so no, it's not mobile friendly, and that's uncommon these days. Okay. And yes, Google does not like to rank websites on mobile that are not mobile friendly unless there's no other options. Um, so from a mobile perspective, yeah, important. We just have to wait now. I'm going to close you, Screaming Frog, because I'm done with you. I'm not closing you, OBS, because that will shut down the stream. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Page is mobile friendly. Okay. Boy. While we're waiting for that, what else can we do? Inject SiteLiner. Okay. SiteLiner, that gets us into duplicate content territory. This is stuff that I find really interesting because I like words. So we talked about how duplicate content is not a good idea, and why Google punishes you for duplicate content. Now, it was a while ago. I know this has been a long, long stream, so you may have forgotten. It's okay. I will get back into it. So basically, once upon a time, Google said, we like to see websites with more pages, and we'll rank websites with more pages higher than the others. So people, when they found that out, they said, okay, well, you want a site with more pages? Here, let me just make 10,000 copies of my About page, and now I have an enormous website, and I'm going to go to the top of Google. And Google obviously wasn't, that's not what they were looking for. So what they did was they started punishing websites with duplicate content. And it's not as simple as being like, oh, this is a copy of that page, that's a copy of another page, because you can still kind of change things around. But we're finding a large amount of duplicate content. So there's a great description right there. So they've got 30, so there's duplicate, common, and unique content. Duplicate content is blatantly a copy from another page. Common content is stuff like calls to action, like signatures at the end of a blog article, that kind of stuff, that Google recognizes is not duplicate. And then unique content is obviously just what it sounds like. So 39% duplicate content, that's quite high. Common content 32%, and unique is 29%. That's not good. They give us a bunch of other information as well, which is great. Actually, I think this is new. I should just use that instead of counting by hand. Yeah, there's a lot of really good information on here, but a lot of it is also stuff that we can find with the SEO site checkup tool. So I mostly just use it for the actual duplicate content part. In the meantime, how are we doing here? Okay, you are mobile friendly. Shocking. Okay. Look, and let's train the robots. Okay, doing a lot of scanning here. And then once these are done, only tool I have left to use is my eyeballs. Finally, Tina Davies is mobile friendly. Okay. All right, let's go back to, we're done with you, right? Yes. Okay. Oh, you got a lot of duplicate content too. Better than the last. Duplicate content is 23%. How much duplicate content are you allowed to have? Just get it as low as you can. Just keep your duplicate content as low as you possibly can. Ideally, 0. It'd be nice if you could get 0. Yeah. Okay, so we'll get to that shortly. In the meantime, this scan, I'm going to highlight these spicy boys. You are the winner there, Pierre. So Pierre's got a lot of work to do on his website. $228 broken links. A lot more than we found with the other scanner. Holy jeez. Okay, wow. Maybe I'll use that statistic instead. Broken links. Wow. Does it tell me how many 404 errors there are? No, okay. Unique content there, they're the best so far. Oh no, they're not the best. 42%. Common content, they've got 35%, and outright duplicate is 23%. Okay, finally. And now we're going to go to Google Maps. Maps marketing is really important from an SEO perspective. Yes, you found out I'm in London, Ontario. Surprise. You found my dirty little secret. So let's find out, do they have Google My Business pages? About 4 of them, okay. Which is his primary business location. Okay. Okay, so it's this guy, it looks like. Yeah, he's clearly paying the most attention to this one. Okay, so first of all, yes, it's been claimed. Claimed, yes. NAPW, that's name, address, phone number, website. No, it does not. He's building links to Perfecting Touch. He should be building links to Toronto, whatever it was called, permanentmakeuptoronto.ca. So no. I mean, we already know it doesn't. So let's say no. Business hours match website? Good question. Let's go find out. But before we do that, let's just wrap up with SiteLiner here. Duplicate content, we've got 30%. Common content is 28%. And unique content is 42%. Okay. All right, let's come back to Google Maps. Google My Business. So we want to go to, I know Perfecting Touch is not the website, but it's going to take us there eventually. Oh boy. I'm wrapping this up soon. I got to go soon. Page, of course you do. Doesn't have hours listed on his website. No. Photos added. That's an important one, especially for an industry like this one. It's so visual. So let's take a look at the photos. Wow, that's a big difference. Okay, so 33. I don't count the last one because that's just Let's just Street View. Google Posts used. Do you have Google Posts? You got Sophie, come on. No, no Google Posts. Number of reviews. We've got 56 reviews and a star rating of 4.8. Pretty good. No, he has Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I saw that from his website. Excuse me. And I know he has YouTube as well. So we're going to take a look at all of these and see how active they are. Okay, so he is fairly active. As you can tell, I'm starting to get tired toward the end of this stream, which is why I'm not explaining things as much. Yes, inactive. And Instagram. You better have Instagram. Piss off. Just let me see the. All right. Well, we know that's brand new, and we know that came from Facebook. That's brand new. So we'll say they're active as well. Last YouTube video uploaded. What? Weird. Not bad. All right, so he's just kind of started and just kind of plopped them all on the. Oh, geez, 5 years ago. Okay, a few of them from 5 years ago, and then he hasn't. You gotta work 'em, man. Come on. Okay, so we'll say 2 months ago. Links in videos. Does he have links in the videos? Links in your YouTube description are a good idea. Wow, that's a terrible freeze. No, he doesn't.
Hello, my name is.
No, okay. So no. So we're done analyzing Pierre's website. That feels great. Let's do HD permanent makeup. Again, this is clearly the one they're paying attention to. Okay. So they own it. So their name, HD Beauty Makeup Academy, address, phone number, and website. It's there. Doesn't match what's on their website. 5827 Roytech Road. Great. Yes, yes, yes. Business hours match the website. Monday to Friday 10 to 9, Saturday 10 to 6. Great. That is also correct. Photos added. Oh, I hate needles. Oh boy. So I'll say 100 plus, because there are far too many for me to be sitting here counting all day. When we care about these things, Google cares about them. That's the reality. The more photos you have on your Google My Business page, the better Google will rank you in Maps. Maps is a big search engine. A lot of searches being done through Maps. Yeah, it makes a big difference. No Google posts. Number of reviews, we've got 75 reviews and an average of 4.8. We're tied with Pierre for the review rating, but they have more reviews, so we know they're stronger. Okay, now, what do you have for socials? These are share buttons. It's so old school. So 2008. Okay, so while those are loading, I'm going to search for HRH Beauty. Their website, so I don't have a Twitter. They do some stuff. Not bad. Do you have links in your description? Yes, you do. Perfect. Okay, so they're doing pretty well for 8 months ago. January was 8 months ago. I thought social links were no follow. Yeah, they're not. Um, it's not a it's not a link building thing that is important. But it is, Google recognizes that platforms like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, etc., they're big. And so they recognize that um, having a consistent presence on Instagram, on these platforms in general, is a good way to build authority. Don't have an Instagram. Okay. HRH Beauty. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Come on. Yeah, show me the. There we go. Okay. Don't know what happened there. Okay, so it is claimed. They do have their name, address, phone number, and website. Does it match what's on their website? Oh Lord, I have to navigate this nightmare again. Give that a moment to load. In the meantime, let's count pictures. Three. Whoa, those are awesome. Come on. 96. Pictures. Page is claimed. He is there. Maybe matches the website. Let's find out. Oh, 13265 Young Street. Over there on Young Street. Yep. And they have a Google Plus link. Yes, Google. No, because it's not listed. Oh my God, we are so close to the end. Google Posts, no. They have 40 reviews and a 5-star rating. Now, here's a question some people ask me sometimes. These guys have 56 reviews and they're 4.8. These guys have 40 reviews and they're 5 stars. Which one is Google going to rank higher? Honestly, I don't know. We know that Google likes to rank. We know that Google considers both as ranking factors. So try and do both. We do have a YouTube channel. What the hell is going on with these little things here? Oh my God, you guys. There's been a fly in this room for this entire stream, and I would love nothing more than to kill it. And I don't like killing things most of the time. Oh, they're quite active. Okay, so I've got no Facebook, but no Twitter, but they do have Instagram. YouTube, yes. Last video uploaded 4 months ago. LinkedIn video, yes. Okay. Tina, you're the last one. I'm so done with this. I like doing these analyses, and I like doing these streams for you guys because I know people are interested in this stuff. But I mean, it takes so long to do them, and by the time I'm done them, I'm done. I'm going to finish this stream, and then I'm going to go probably have a glass of whiskey and a snack before I go over to my brother's house tonight. All right. So it is claimed. APW is complete. Matches the website. Let's see. 3080 Young Street, Suite 3020. Great. And hours. Oh, I mean, it's temporarily closed. So. No. Photos added. Time to count photos. The best time of the year. 24. Okay. Thank you for not making me count 100. Do you use Google Posts? You do not. And then we've got 11 reviews and 5 stars. Okay. All right, Tina. What have you got for socials? Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Sense? Well, they've been posting regularly, it looks like. Okay, so yes, active. Twitter, no. Facebook, yes. How active are they? Screw off. I'm logged into my other browser. Yeah, they're active. YouTube, yes. Last video uploaded. We have 9 subscribers. Okay. 10 months ago. We're done. I hope you found some value in that. I do these sporadically as people hire me to do them. And if you're interested in getting an SEO analysis done, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to go through all this torture for you as well. Hope you learned something about how search engines work and how maybe you can get your own website ranked if that's something you want to do for yourself. Feel free to hit that like, comment, subscribe button. I know that's the thing the YouTubers are supposed to say. And keep an eye. We'll be doing another of these again real soon. Thanks for joining us today.